morning, everyone. My name is Carolina Salazar, and I am from Ecuador. I went to Lester B. Pearson United World College of the Pacific in British Columbia, Canada. At College of the Atlantic, I had the privilege to discover what my true passion is. It was in winter of my second year when I became aware that food, culture, and health intertwined turned into my passion. In that winter, I did COA's Yucatan program that focused on community-based research. I studied the relation between food, culture, and new patterns of consumption among indigenous people's diets in Sacalaca, a Maya community in the Yucatan Peninsula. As a continuation, most of my classes concentrated on food security, food sovereignty, and the right to food. For my senior project, I wrote an anthropological study about children's attitudes toward food at Modesto Larrea Jijón School in Carabuela, Ecuador. In that study, I also analyzed how the government policies dealing with health and food access empower or affected children. So the title of my senior project is Changing Children's Food Habits at Modesto Larrea Jijón School. Last winter, I conducted a research in the indigenous community of Carabuela. If you're not familiar with Ecuador geography, this is where I conducted my research at. Carabuela is an indigenous community of 3,000 people. Most of the population belongs to the Otavalo ethnic groups, but there are few non-indigenous people living there. Modesto Larrea Jijón School is a public school in the rural area of Carabuela, serving close to 300 indigenous students. While I was at Jijón School, this is how I collected the data for my research. I observed children's attitudes toward food during the snack break. I conducted a survey about food preferences among children. I helped organizing a healthy food fair where parents, teachers, and children get together to make and learn about traditional foods in the community. And I also analyzed the impact of government policies on children's access to healthy food, for which I interviewed officers of the Ministry of Health and Education to understand how the government policies get to be applied. While doing this research, an interesting event happened at Jijón's school. Children were left food insecure. Just to give you a background, the Ecuadorian government only provides school free breakfast to children in rural areas, and at a snack break, children should bring either food from home or money to buy food in the school. At Modesto Larrea Jijón School, women from the community, concerned about the junk food that their children were accessing to, organized themselves to instead bring traditional food to children. And this is some of the food that they were bringing in, and the price ranged from a nickel to 25 cents of American dollars, which was a very similar price to the price of junk food selling the store nearby the school. These women overheard that the government was about to apply a test to all the food sellers in the school about nutrition and food handling. They felt intimidated and stopped coming to the school to sell food. This event left children who enjoy eating traditional food insecure, and pushed them to increase their consumption of junk food. So my senior project encapsulates all my experiences and reflections while doing this research. And I came to the realizations that there is a misunderstanding between the government policies regarding food provided in the schools and the people providing food in the school settings. The actual policies are well thought out, but they are not properly understood by people. I strongly believe that children have agency to change their own food habits. They know what food is good for their growth and development. And at Modesto Larrea Jijón School, children have the knowledge, the will, and the desire to eat healthy food, which are the three components to promote social change. If there is a need to change children's food habits, adults should become children allies. Instead of having adults teaching children what to eat, we should help creating contexts where children can make better choices about the food they eat. A good example was the food fair at the school. And finally, Ecuador's progressive government has a great opportunity to bring children's voices alongside their initiatives to improve their access to healthy food. So the next step of my senior project will be to translate my senior project and submit it to the Ministry of Health and Education in Ecuador, and set up a guide to the common food provider at Modesto Larrea Jijón School about children's food preferences. And regarding to my academic path, I will go to Wageningen University in Holland to do a master program on international development focusing on nutrition and food security. Yes?
I just wanted to compliment you on close observation and watching your hypotheses being tested out right in front of you. That was the makings of a real scientist and somebody that can change the world. And that was really impressive.
Thank you very much.
Way to go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.